What's going on, everyone? Farmhouse the Casual Gamer here, playing a very, very retro game, Super Mario Brothers, on the NES. This is it. This is the one that started it all. The original Super Mario Brothers, which I'm probably going to be totally crap at because I realized I haven't played this game in such a long time. In fact, I think after Mario Brothers 3 came out, I never went back to this game, so I'm going to probably miss most of the secrets here. I know you can go down this pipe. There's a life here or something. Where is it? There it is. That was a cool thing about this game. All the secrets, it was like something we'd never seen before. I mean, obviously, just coming off of the Atari 2600 for me. Friends of mine had ColecoVision, but this was my next step after the Atari 2600. And I did have Mario Brothers on the 2600, and of course, this is completely different. This is leaps and bounds over that. And it's just bringing back lots of memories because I remember how long it took me to beat this game. Oh, screw it. And how satisfied I was when I did finally beat it. And there's not... games these days are made to be played through as an experience rather than like an actual game. With the exception of maybe some of the games that are coming out that are purposely hardcore, like Demon's Souls, Dark Souls, that kind of stuff. I mean, there's still games out there that do exist, like Super Meat Boy is a prime example of a game that's going back to the roots. But not necessarily being hard for the sake of being hard, just being challenging, which was what this game was. It was pretty challenging. The early levels are pretty simple, but when you get to World 8, that's when stuff starts to get nasty on you. And I just remember that last level, 8-4. And you're in Bowser's castle, and I couldn't figure out the path to get to where he was. I'm not going to bother cheating here, or I should say going above the level. Because what fun is watching me do that? Yeah, I just remember playing that level being like, I kept going back to the beginning. I'm like, is there something wrong with my game? Why can't I get to Bowser? I'm like, I just remember being so frustrated as a kid. Playing and playing and playing. I do recall, I think I used the, not the Infinity Lives or whatever it's called, the trick that you can do in the third world in order to get a bunch of lives, because I remember dying a lot, like a lot. Ah, screw it, we're not gonna warp. What's the fun in warping? And so I did manage to finally complete it, and man, I just remember sitting in my basement on the floor, just a little tyke, and just like whipping that controller, just like getting so mad. I used to bite the controller when I was a kid. I'd get so mad. Oh, that was a slop move. And should we warp? What the heck, let's warp to World 3. Yeah, I remember getting so frustrated when I was a kid with this game. I would like whip the controller. I broke controllers. My dad got so mad because my dad actually played the NES as well. In fact, he was the one who bought all the games. But this particular game wouldn't be something he'd be interested in getting because he was more into the RPG thing. He loved his Final Fantasy, and he was a little on in age. He wasn't super old or anything, but he couldn't. It was all new to him. So with the whole running and jumping stuff, he didn't really like it that much. So he kind of stuck to his Final Fantasy stuff. And so because this game came with the system, I was able to play it. And he used to be like, why are you getting so mad? It's just a game. Like, shut up, you don't understand. Go play some Final Fantasy. Which he couldn't because I was too busy on the NES to let him play. I remember a couple times he was like, get off the NES, I want to play Final Fantasy. I'm like, I don't care what you want to play. I need to beat this stupid game. I used to get so mad. But didn't do the bounce. Well, it definitely brings back memories, really does. And we had the cartridge that had, because we didn't get an NES right away, we had the cartridge that had this game and Duck Hunt. And I used to like laugh at my other friend who got the NES like when it first came out. I'm like, haha, you've only got Super Mario Brothers on that cartridge, which apparently is like, I guess it's a little more of a collector's item now. Not so much. I mean, they're everywhere, but why can't I go up? There we go. And so yeah, I thought it was cooler because I had Duck Hunt and Mario Brothers on one cartridge, and I used to be like, how did they do that? How do they put more than one game on a cartridge? Little did I know about the old Action 52 thing. And then I remember the day that I went to another friend's of mine, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna play Mario Brothers, and he pulls out the cartridge, and I'm like, what the heck is that? Track and Field? He's had the Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, and Track and Field all on one cartridge. I'm like, how do they fit it all on one cartridge? And then I got jealous, and then I played Track and Field, and I wasn't jealous anymore, because I'm like, this game sucks. So, but this game still rocks to this day. I mean, it really set the bar for a lot of games. Uh-oh. Ah, I screwed up. Oh well. Let's face it, we're not going to sit here and play through the whole game anyways. Again, I can't seem to get 5,000. But I feel like I'm kind of cheating here because something about this doesn't feel right, because I don't have my original NES anymore. I think my sister has it. When we all moved out and went our separate ways, she got the NES, because I guess it was technically hers. I think she got it for her birthday. And I was much younger. And so here I am, I'm sitting here playing this game on an emulator with an Xbox controller. It doesn't feel right. And in the sense, I really think the controller can make or break your performance. I think I'd be doing a little bit better if I had the genuine NES controller in my hand. I do wish to track down an original NES. Actually, I think I do have one. I think it's at my in-laws. I'll have to track it down. See if they're not using it. I'm not going to their place anytime soon, but I would love to get that thing and dust it off, because I had a ton of games for it as well, and I think they have all of those games. We gave it to them for my niece and nephew to play when they were growing up. Raise them right, that's what I say. Raise them on NES. Then let them figure out all the other consoles. But raise them on NES, and your kids will turn out alright. Or like me. Okay, so maybe not alright, because I can't actually jump. No! Sacrifice! Whoa! That was close. Okay, so I'm freaking out here for no reason. I'm just having such a nostalgia trip. I'm a kid again. I'm in my parents' basement with that weird carpet that's not actually shag carpet. It's almost like plastic carpet. Really weird stuff. And I'm sitting there cross-legged on the floor with the NES wired up to the TV. And I had to sit close because the stupid controllers were all wired up. I say stupid, but it was freaking awesome. Anyways, I'm going to wrap up the vid here because this went on way too long, and here I am yammering about my childhood. But I kind of thought, I mean, I've started enough series of videos. I don't want to start another one, but I was contemplating doing a series of games from my childhood, and this definitely was one of them. I don't know, you guys think that's a good idea? Would you like to watch me die? Would you like to see me play more games from my childhood? The games that I grew up? Well, some of the games that I bought on the NES with my own hard-earned allowance money. I was a kid from the 80s, remember that. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. This is Farmhouse the Casual Gamer. Screw it. We're gonna go little. And, I knew that was gonna happen. I was just like, charge! Death. And we'll see you on YouTube. Cheers.